Hello and welcome to the podcast. We hope you survived the experience. I'm Pete,
I'm Mike.
and today we are at we have the conclusion of the Proteus Saga for you.
Oh man, it's such a great issue. Leading off with a George Perez cover that says "The Day Reality Went Wild."
Which is about right.
Yep. George Perez is a noted Marvel artist. We mentioned him a long time ago. Did a different cover. Uh, uh, George Perez is one of those artists that every character has its very own face.
Yes, he is one of those guys. It's him. It's Neil Adams. You cannot mistake a Cyclops for Colossus, for Wolverine, for Alex Summers.
Yeah, he's truly great. So we have the X-Men in Edinburgh. The Day Reality Went Wild.
It's just an awesome cover. There's buildings disassembling themselves. The horizon is God only knows where.
The ground is turning into goo.
Yeah.
Buildings are being twisted. It's
awesome.
Let's get into the issue.
Okay. Awesome.
The title of it, Action of the Tiger, is a Shakespeare reference. I mentioned this at the end of the last podcast. Yeah. It basically is saying when it's time to fight, we have to be as brutal and efficient as a tiger.
Ever hear a city scream? This is just peak Claremont narrator. It's not just the people, but the city itself. Things animate and inanimate, living and unliving, from cobblestones to cockroaches, from the top of the highest skyscraper to the bottom of the lowest subbasement. All let loose with one great primal cry of fear and agony, as the fabric of its collective reality twists and tears and unravels before the irresistible power of one mad mutant.
Such was Edinburgh, capital of Scotland. Today, Proteus came to town. Proteus, you'll recall Kevin MacTaggert inside the body of Joe MacTaggert, holding his mother/wife.
Oh God, I hate the fact you said that.
Do.
His cousin uncle.
We have to have a little bit of levity in here
True.
because this is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mother-wife. All right, moving right along.
Yeah, so this is just straight up Kevin takes time to gloat. Talking about how he's doesn't care about the people he might be harming, how they have to remember who's in charge.
And Moira's like, look, these people haven't done anything. Why don't you just let them be? Go ahead and kill Joe. I would really appreciate it if you did that. Go ahead and kill me if you feel like it, but don't hurt everybody.
Yeah.
And Proteus says basically that he is the master of everybody.
Yeah.
He can show humans that he is the boss.
Won't be the first time an X-Men villain. This is the exact same speech given by many, many X-Men villains.
Yep. So here come the Uncanny X-Men plus special friends. Havoc and Polaris. Jean is not an official member of the X-Men right now, but I mean, close enough. But yeah. Havoc and Polaris are totally guest characters.
Mm-hmm. And Sean and his new power, gun. I've made that joke for 4 episodes now. I'm not going to stop.
So it's mentioned by the Claremont narrator that the X-Men have fought Proteus twice, and they have yet to lodge a win against Proteus. Mm-hmm. And so now the X-Men are going into protect civilians mode. Cyclops uses his punching eyes to destroy a building that's attacking a woman. And then Phoenix is just grabbing a dude that's on a road that's turning to mush.
Goo, yeah.
And Nightcrawler's doing the same with a woman.
And he is taking the time to flirt with the woman as they're in a nightmare hell, as he is saving her from the nightmare hellscape.
I think it's really interesting that while Wolverine was really negatively affected by his time as a Salvador Dali painting, that Nightcrawler, even back then, was like, I want to fight Proteus right now.
Yeah.
I I know it's weird, but I gotta do it. And here he's like, hang on, Liebchen. He calls her kitten. And she notices he's blue. He like flirts with her. She says, gosh. Phoenix mentions that the more Proteus uses his powers, the better he's getting at it. And if we let him continue to do this, we won't be able to stop him.
Well, I think just like with most of Wolverine's dialogue, you can add "You're not my real dad" to the end of it. With most of Kurt's dialogue, you can add "This is awesome" to the end of it.
Yeah, I really like that Nightcrawler is able to... I mean, he's secure in who he is. He's secure in what he's doing. Things are weird, but he is happy to go through with it.
I'm teleporting. I'm saving chicks. I'm saving cute Scottish girls in weird hats.
It really looks kind of like... I mean, she's got some mod thing going on.
You ever play Mega Man? There's like the little walking helmets that like duck when you go near.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Gosh. Anyway, so Storm encounters a store
It's
that...
being turned into bees.
Because why not?
That makes complete sense.
Well, it does say that the store looks like it sells honey, which I did not realize that you could have a store that only sells honey, but apparently you can if you're in Scotland.
If it's expensive enough, if it's a shop selling expensive enough honey, yes. It's not a store people go to. It's somebody's mistress's honey store. She said, "Hey, I really want to run a honey store." Some dude with more than enough money said, "Okay, a honey store for you, honey."
So Storm is trying to blow the bees away in order to make it so that people do not get stung a billion times. As you know, bee stings are not lethal to most people.
Enough of them.
But if you get stung a lot,
Yeah.
then that does become lethal.
I do like the fact that we're seeing her internal monologue. She is A, trying to blow the bees away, and B, trying to lower the temperature enough that the bees will go away of their own accord.
Yeah, she wants them to hibernate because they don't like the cold. And apparently this dude in a green jacket is named Mike, so one of the few comic Mikes that we will ever see is this guy in a green jacket. So representation right there.
Yeah, we'll cover Deathlock just for you.
I mean...
And Morbius.
We did have Michael T. Youngman already.
True. He's going to be coming back.
Yep. So Wolverine is starting to be having difficulty handling this again because he internally monologues that it drives his senses crazy and it makes everything really difficult for him because he really relies on his senses. Ground's rising up. Polaris grabs him by the belt.
There's something hilarious about Wolverine being picked up by his belt like an unruly child and being carried away.
He has a torn picture of Jean Grey in that belt.
That's at the front though. That's right. Underneath the buckle.
Fun fact about that: I discovered where that picture was from.
Oh.
There's an issue of Iron Fist that Wolverine appeared in, where he literally has a picture of Cyclops and Jean Grey, rips it in half to keep the Jean Grey part of it, and puts it into his pants.
That's not disturbing.
Yep, so it was exactly as we suspected, formerly a picture of Jean Grey with other people.
So this is the 1970s equivalent of finding a picture of your crush on Facebook with her friend and cropping him out of the photo.
Yep, exactly.
Nice.
So we are getting a flashback of all of Mutant X's history. For 10 years, all he knew was a holding cell. Now, mathing our way through this, Moira said she left Joe 20 years ago. So
you have been 10 years old.
Kevin, until he was 10 years old, did not have to be in a holding cell. But when he, apparently started his mutant process, Moira had to lock him up for his own good. And he would still be there if Magneto didn't throw Wolverine at the cell.
And he just,
Gosh darn it, Wolverine.
It's got the cause to most of the X-Men's problems.
Wolverine, you're why we can't have nice things.
I mean, I don't know. I think Magneto would have been proud of himself. A human has a mutant all locked up. I freed that. I inadvertently freed that mutant, and then most of Scotland died. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So he stayed in his cell, and he started to decompose, and then he saw Angus McWhirter.
I love that the dialogue continues to until the day Angus McWhirter arrived to pay off an old grudge against the X-Men. He planned to blow up the lab.
I feel bad for Angus McWhirter because the whole reason the X-Men were mad at him in the first place was that he was correct that they were going to blow up his hovercraft.
Hey, Mike, I know you said I think I'm going to blow up your car if I borrow your car. Can I borrow your car? Oh, by the way, Mike, I blew your car up.
I mean, he was absolutely correct. And Colossus left him hanging from a flagpole. Angus McWhirter has a legitimate beef, and for everyone to be talking junk about him after he died, I won't stand for it. Justice for Angus McWhirter.
I just starting to feel... It's the narrator getting in on it. It is the third person omniscient narrator. It is the Claremontian narrator. So the Claremontian narrator is famous for hating everybody in the comic.
That's true.
But still.
Yeah. It's funny because they over-explain everything in history, but they never tell us, again, why Angus McWhirter has beef. Because if they did tell us, then we would realize that it would be totally justified.
No, see, seriously, they just keep. The next panel, it's like he absorbed the man's memories when he possessed his body. So he found that Angus McWhirter's minor electrical skills,
and it was enough to reprogram a computer.
Reprogramming a mainframe in 1979 is not minor electronic skills. That is some PhD level stuff.
Well, I mean, we have Doctor in Gatology, Moira MacTaggert.
I love that.
So he was going to sneak off the island, but Moira came back, so it was harder to sneak. So he tried to jump into Jean Grey, but unfortunately, Moira MacTaggert noticed that Goldtooth.
Yep.
Now, I do want to say, he reprograms the lab's main computer to show that his cell is locked, which covers the several months of almost a year that Moira didn't notice. However, that's the computer. Mm-hmm. Everything shows that cell slightly ajar, even back when he's fighting Magneto.
Which means at no point did Moira decide to visually check on her son, who she's had locked in a cell for 10 years.
She didn't even walk up to the door and say I love you, or sing him a lullaby or anything like that. She just... Moira MacTaggert, not the greatest human being.
She is found wanting.
But, as stated, Doctor of Gatology. So she goes into the cell and finds the mummified remains of Kevin's original body. Proteus in the Angus McWhirter body tries to jump Phoenix and fails. So they tries to possess Laura Dane, fails.
With Jamie Madrox, he's able to get.
Yep, one of the clones of Jamie Madrox, assumedly because it was the character that was the most expendable that was on Muir Island at the time.
we have extra Jamies at home. That's very dismissive. No, we actually have extra Jamies at home.
So now we have a floating head panel of all of the people that he has possessed. The Madrox clone, the drunk dude who thought his wife would be mad at him, the rando cop, and the shop girl who looks like she's 13, but realistically is probably 20.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, she has to be at least an older teenager to. Or if her parents are giving her a car, or if the parents are just like, "Hey, drive this car around."
So, Moira is.
This is the creepiest thing ever. Please, Kevin, you're my son. Not quite, Moira. not anymore. This is just friggin' weird, man. And he goes on to say, I have all of my father's memories now.
And I think also what he has is his father's lust for power. Yeah. Remember how in a previous issue, Joe MacTaggert said, I'm not going to divorce you, Moira, because having a Nobel Prize winner in Cap'n Fools is useful for my political career. Proteus now has Joe MacTaggert's lust for power. And he also has Joe MacTaggert's willingness to be abusive towards Moira MacTaggert.
Yeah. Turns out it's got a weird elephant bat thing with a bad haircut.
The same haircut that Moira's been rocking the entire time.
It's a bad haircut.
It is a bad haircut. And he's like, I'm going to do whatever I want to you, and if you don't accept that, it's going to get bad.
You're mine, Mom. Body and soul. Accept that.
Yeah, so... creepy.
Yeah.
So now we get to the X-Men trying to approach Proteus, and everybody smartly trying to run away.
God bless God bless the people of Edinburgh. They're running away from the weirdness. No one's stopping to take photos. No one's looking to go, hey, is it really all that bad? No, they're seeing it and they're going, okay, that dude just turned that chick into a weird elephant bat. I'm out of here.
So yeah, oftentimes in Marvel Comics and New York City, everybody is so desensitized to superheroes that they're like, oh hey, it's Daredevil fighting Stiltman. Let's take some pictures.
No, the Scots are practical people.
They're like, you know what? I think that the further away we get from whatever is going on over there, the better our lives are going to be. And every single one of them is in the midst of running the heck away.
I hear Ireland's nice this time of year.
The Scots generally hate Ireland, except for when they're trying to run away from Proteus.
Yes.
And Cyclops tells Banshee to direct traffic so that people don't get stampeded as if they were going to see The Who, 1970s reference. And Banshee's like, but what about Moira? If he stopped messing with the entire town, it's only because he's messing with Moira. And Cyclops is like, hey, you can't just go. And Banshee's like, well, you know what? I love her, and you're going to let her die. And Cyclops is like, you know what? I hope that she doesn't die. But in order to stop Proteus, she could die, I could die, you could die, everybody could die, if it means that we defeat Proteus. Yeah. I am willing to let every single person that I know, every one of you motherfuckers can die if it means that Proteus also dies.
Scott Summers will go on to show that he doesn't care if his daughter dies, his son dies, his spare son dies, his wife dies. Scott is a man of his word, in all fairness.
Yep, and Scott's like, we have to beat him, and we have to beat him now because he's a killer. He's going to keep killing, and the longer he stays out, the more powerful he gets. And Banshee's like, well, if he kills Moira, I hope that I also die at the same time.
That's the guy is committed.
And he says, Cyclops, sounds like you have a plan. And Cyclops, yep. And he has two weaknesses, metal and its constant need for fresh host bodies. The plan is we make him burn out his present body while denying him an opportunity to possess anyone else. And you know what? We might have some metal hanging around. We might have two X-Men who have significant amounts of metal in their bodies.
I mean, in all fairness, I do like to point this out. We all have metal skeletons. Our skeletons are primarily calcium salts, which it's technically a mineral, but calcium is still metal. Listen, Michael, I am not an airplaneologist.
Or a boneologist, apparently.
Yes, exactly.
Or a doctor of gatology.
Or anything else. I am an amateur at everything.
So Phoenix keeps all the X-Men in contact. Here we have Storm is flying above Proteus and Moira in Ziptone.
It's just another like. So this panel is awesome. So you have Moira on the ground crying. You have Storm looking like looking her shadow with her angelic shadow in Ziptone, and you have Kevin in Joe's body with just the most smackable look on his face.
And he is definitely assessing what he's going to do and how he's going to mess up Storm because he wanted to be in Storm's body, and she resisted. So Storm says, "Oh, Proteus needs visual contact for the reality warps."
How did we get there? I mean, is that like a thing?
She's assuming it. Yeah. So she puts a pea soup fog around him in order to check his power a little bit. And then maybe Wolverine and Nightcrawler might be able to get Moira away. I like this panel because it's all in basically black and white because of the very thick fog. And Kevin
it's gorgeous,
lets Storm know that he doesn't actually need to see her.
And I don't even know what this technique is, but John Byrne has drawn like a black and white portrait and then erased parts of it. It's, again, very cool.
John Byrne, really great at arting.
Yeah.
Not great at being a human being, but you can't have everything because where would you put it? So Kevin encases Storm in amber as if this were Jurassic Park, so that she could be, resuscitated later and bred with frogs in order to have a.
Okay. Okay, that was. Oh my God. You can't see me, right? You can't see the bright shade of red that my face is right now. And I'm thankful for that.
So Wolverine realizes he has to get Storm out really quickly, but it's going to expose him to attack from Proteus. But he's like, Storm is important enough that I will take that chance, even though I don't want to. So he cuts the amber off of her, and she collapses to the ground, and we're not sure if she lived through that ordeal or not. But continuity note, she still has her arm bandaged.
Yeah.
And like always with Storm, her weather effects are staying after she is knocked unconscious. Because she is changing the weather, she's not making fake weather.
Yes, she's changing the weather patterns. So
it stays going.
Yep, it has inertia. Yep.
So Proteus is thinking he's going to kill Wolverine, but then
his one weakness:
bullets. But this time it's not our favorite Doctor of Capping a Fool. It is Banshee in his giant hand cannon.
Enthusiastic amateur of capping fools.
So Cyclops is like, "Hey, what?" And Sean's like, "Hey, I don't have sonic scream, so I got to do something. So I am shooting this guy." And Kevin is like, "Hey, if you were smart, you would have killed me with one shot because you're not going to live long enough to shoot me again." And then he sinks Banshee into the ground, but then closes off the ground, but makes it transparent so that the X-Men can watch their friend and teammate falling to his death. Yeah. And so Cyclops is like, "Well, guess what? I'm cool."
He thinks there's no way we can save him. I can open up a portal to the punch dimension. We've already saved him.
So his awesome optic blast from the punch dimension blasts a hole in the ground. Nightcrawler teleports down to grab Banshee, and then he's trying to climb out, but Proteus has got him stuck in a reality warp where the Earth is packing against him. They're being entombed. Nightcrawler teleports out to as far up as he could go with Banshee, and this is very difficult for him. Almost kills them both, but thankfully Polaris is guest starring in this issue.
I just want to point out that so as we do these comics, I'm scrolling through the Marvel Epic Collection on my monitor. Mike just did the last 4 pages from memory. I think he might kind of like this comic.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So Lorna has basically her guest appearance has been catching people that Proteus pitches in random places,
which is an incredibly useful power.
Yeah, she's not force busting anyone, and the fact that, let's remember, what is Proteus's weakness? It's metal. What is Polaris's not mutant power, but the power given to her by the great Mesmero?
Her mutate power, handed to her by the above average Mesmero,
is metal control, and you would think that Polaris would be able to be more useful than just catching people.
Like just drop a truck on them or something.
Yep, or encase them in metal, or
any number of things.
But Polaris apparently is happy just catching people. Cyclops like, we're down to X-Men because Banshee's useless. Nightcrawler is injured,
and he's just kind of being a jerk about it. There's no guaranteed there's no guaranteed way we'll win, you little brother. Just kind of pointing out that, Alex is his younger. It just seems like an odd point to do that.
Storm is talking crap to him too, saying like, nobody said it's going to be easy, Havoc. Why don't you shut the heck up? And Storm says that even though she's injured, she is going to keep going as long as she can because this is important. So Proteus has gone to a giant park because he's trying to get away. So part of Cyclops' plan, you'll remember, is to deny him new host bodies. So the only host body he has available is Muir MacTaggert, which, I mean, it's better than having a whole city.
Yeah, true. And Moira has said repeatedly, if you got to kill me, I mean, to the point where I think she's hoping that she gets killed in this.
I mean, in a way, if you think about it in Moira MacTaggert's way, she had to try to kill her son with a sniper rifle. She loves her son, as she has said multiple times. Now her son is in the body of her estranged husband, who, was abusive, yes, but at one point she loved him very greatly. So Moira MacTaggert, I think, is thinking, if I die during this caper, it might be a mercy in some ways. I won't have to continue to live with the guilt of not taking care of Kevin properly. I won't have to live with the guilt of my wolf child still hanging out on Muir Island.
Yeah, we need to talk about that after this episode.
Yep. Moira adopted a character named Wolfsbane, who later becomes a New Mutant. Wolfsbane got retroactively added to Muir Isle for like a decade before she first appeared.
So theoretically, Rain Sinclair has to be on Muir Island during all of this. Rain is, I love the character, kind of an idiot. So she is either running around that island peeing on everything, declaring ownership over it, and I'm not even sure she'd be doing that in wolf form, or she's in the mess hall going, I'm going to make pancakes. And at no point did... This is something that has been bothering me for actual weeks. There has to be a terrified 12-year-old girl on that island by herself, and everyone left and didn't bother to mention what's going on to her. She is looking around going, hey, Mom, why is no one here? Why can't I find you? And this is a girl who was hunted as a demon by her own parents.
So, I mean, this is why retcons can be a little sloppy.
Yes.
Because, Ron Sinclair being here the entire time doesn't make sense in this story. But I think when they created the character and put her in Muir Island, they were like, nothing important ever happened there, did it?
Well, the Dark Phoenix Saga didn't happen there. But, just the second biggest thing to ever happen to the X-Men at this point. Oh, God, I feel physically lighter. I have been talking about this with, like, everyone I know, my family, my coworkers who don't even know who are vaguely aware the X-Men comics are a thing.
So you're welcome, Pete. I
Oh,
made sure to
God.
bring her up because I knew that
Thank
you
you.
would
I
burst if
I would have.
if we didn't mention her at some point. So here comes Phoenix. She means businesses.
Yeah, that's not the face of a happy woman.
And she's like, I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
I'm gonna mess you up.
And you'll note that Phoenix is starting to be kind of bloodthirsty a lot of the time.
You're just using her powers willy-nilly.
I wonder if Jason Wingard putting her in the position of hunting people
For sport.
may have adjusted her general moral character a little bit. What do you think, Pete?
I think that you might be onto something, and I think that it is going to get very uncomfortable before it gets... I think that, terrifyingly enough, hunting people for sport is perhaps the most morally correct thing she's going to be doing for a while.
In a few issues, she's going to do some really terrible stuff.
Get ready for trigger warnings,
Yep.
which we haven't used other than the second episode with Mesmero.
Yeah. So, Moira's like, what are you doing, Jean? You're like, you look like you're going nuts on him. And she does look like super angry as just like blowing him up.
Yeah. Hey, Gene, it's almost like you're becoming life and fire incarnate.
And like Moira, you'll know before, way back in Uncanny X-Men 125, was like, I'm a little concerned by how powerful Jean Grey's getting. And now Moira is thinking, I'm a little concerned by how powerful Jean Grey is and how immoral she is starting to act.
Yep. And even Cyclops was going on about hey, the woman who I love and trust, kind of terrifying, kind of terrifying at the moment, picking up 8 people at once.
So Wolverine is like excited.
He's very happy to be watching Jean holding her own against Proteus.
It's kind of creepy.
Just everything he does is kind of creepy.
So Proteus then makes Jean Grey feel like she has been buried for a year.
Oof.
And like messes her up so bad that we can see her skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
So Wolverine now
jumps at him.
Jumps at him and admits verbally that he loved Jean Grey. He has not verbalized this until now.
He has not spent time alone with her in this entire run of comics.
It's a little creepazoidy, and you would think that he wouldn't feel quite this much after his love affair with Mariko.
Who he is supposedly still with, right? I mean, we have no reason to think that he's not dating. We have no reason to think that he wasn't in the time jump that he wasn't hanging out with her.
So Wolverine uses his adamantium to. So Proteus is also weak to getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Weak to getting shot. Weak to getting stabbed.
So I'm basically Proteus.
Yeah, I think we're all Proteus a little bit.
Wow.
And Cyclops gives Wolverine the command to get Moira away, even though Wolverine is one of the X-Men that can actually hurt Proteus. Yep. But it's important to Cyclops to get Moira away because he doesn't want Proteus to have a body to jump into.
Yes.
And Wolverine's like, oh, you're thinking that we all could just die. Jean is really hurt, and you aren't taking that into effect. And Havoc's even like, you know what, Wolverine, I hate my brother. I know he's not your real dad, but this is not how he actually feels. He's just very tactically smart and making the best choices for right now. Phoenix is going to be okay because she's Phoenix.
Yes, she has life incarnate.
So Havoc and Cyclops hit him.
I love it. I always love it when I always love the panels where Cyclops on one corner, Havoc on the other corner, and they're double blasting a fool.
Oh man, and it's definitely hurting Proteus, but Cyclops is like, Proteus survived being stabbed, he survived being shot, and I like still going after Havoc and I are both blasting a crap out of him. And Wolverine's even like, it seems like both of them are going totally full throttle on him, but he's taking Moira away because he was told to. He's actually obeying Cyclops' command, and Moira's like, it's not over yet. Yep. It's still going. My son needs to die, and I know it.
And then we come back to the Cyclops versus Havoc fight, where Proteus has decided he doesn't want to be, and thus he isn't.
So Cyclops and Havoc hit each other. Fun fact, mutants who are related are generally somewhat immune to each other's powers, and Cyclops admits that that's the reason why they're not both dead. But it still hurts.
Yeah, it's unpleasant.
So
at this point, Joe is the Joe body is definitely worse to wear. He's now looking like that zombie mummy thing that we've been seeing.
He's been using a lot of power, as we know that makes him burn through bodies quicker. So he sees the most available body around to be Muir MacTaggert, and might as well be every member of his family, right?
Yeah.
And so
that's even creepier, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what? I was going to make a comment that was
something I would have to cut later.
Yeah. So I'm just going to not make it, and we'll all pretend I said something really awful. God, that was awful. I can't believe I said that.
Mike, what the heck, man?
So Proteus stops Wolverine from climbing up the mountain in order to grab Moira so that he can jump into her. And Wolverine is falling like hundreds of feet, and Cyclops is like
pulsing his optic blast to slow him down,
shooting Wolverine in the butt over and over again in order to slow him down.
It's not a completely bad day.
I think that Cyclops is like kind of like mentally high-fiving himself at this moment, because he's like, I get to shoot Wolverine several times. At the end, he'll say like, thank you for shooting me in the butt, Cyclops.
And apparently everyone knew that he had everyone but the readers knew that he had an adamantium skeleton.
Well, I mean, apparently it's one of the things they did ask Wolverine.
Well, hey Wolverine, can you give him an adamantium skeleton? That can ask you about useful skills like speaking Japanese. But All
right, so Cyclops tells Colossus to go. It says good luck. And Colossus says, I am not going to fail.
That's right. Before we go on, I'm now just picturing Cyclops. I assume that Cyclops just, pushed Wolverine a ream of paper with, questions asked in 10-point fonts. It just seems like the most Cyclops thing to do.
I think that he also gave him like a Scantron sheet to fill out.
Languages you speak. Do you have an adamantium skeleton? Yes or no? Oh, and now we just have Joe MacTaggert's body is awful. Moira's going. Oh, so what is this? Are you just going to kill everybody? Are you just going to go through every single human being? And then Kevin responds with essentially, I never asked to be born.
Maybe you should have drowned me at birth. And he's like, oh, I know you love me. You tried to save me. And he calls his mom a stupid cow.
This is just uncomfortable.
And he's excited to use his power. And I do see, as I stated before, Joe MacTaggert's lust for power has changed how Proteus is acting.
What he wanted originally was freedom. Now he wants power.
Yep. He wanted freedom and to kill Joe MacTaggert specifically. But now he wants to rule the world.
And now we get to what is honestly one of the most heartbreaking moments in X-Men. Colossus in his human form, with his cool tights, comes up, throws Kevin off of Moira, because even unpowered, he's still a 7-foot tall Soviet farm boy who can probably bench press me.
And he says as casually as someone else might throw a baseball. Colossus is not much as the youngest X-Men. I don't know if they said that before. And tosses him. Proteus is very much injured by this. In fact, Colossus throwing him at the wall causes his host body to shatter, and now we just see the
white out. He is just a white void on the comic book page.
Colossus says, "By the White Wolf," so that we know that he's Russian. And this is Proteus' true form. He's like, I have to be careful. He's both the most dangerous and the most vulnerable. He's going to be desperate to steal another body, and I can't let him do that.
I absolutely love the Proteus effect. He's sitting against a wall, and there's no black outline around his figure. He is depicted entirely as a white void against the wall.
And you remember, like, not too long ago, Colossus was thinking that he was the most useless X-Men. He hated that he never got to do anything cool. And now we get the ultimate moment where Colossus, through the power of collectivism, is ready to sacrifice himself in order to have the biggest hero moment that can possibly happen in X-Men comics right now.
Yeah. This is the culmination. I mean, this is in any other issue you would be seeing X-Men 128. You'll never believe what happens inside. There have been a 12-month lead up to this, but this is just the air turns to fire. He's thinking about his hero brother, about how Mikhail had to pay the price. He was trying to be a hero for the Soviet people, and that meant that he had to die. That meant that not that he had to die. It meant that he had to risk his death and accept the fact that his death might be the result of what happens.
And Proteus is trying to hurt Colossus, but Colossus is like, I hear you laughing. I know that you're playing with me. I understand, but I'm going to keep going. And it's like,
oof, damn.
The fact that you enjoyed messing with me and that you are completely evil, you've made a big mistake. You messed with me at a time that you should have just killed me because now I am turning into organic steel.
He goes from being Peter Rasputin to being Colossus.
Oh, man. And he just sticks his fist directly into the energy form of Proteus.
And then there's just a panel, a black and white panel
of all the energy that is being dissipated by Colossus, smacking him to pieces, and it's, man,
so good.
Colossus gets the greatest hero moment right here, that he gets the killing blow, that he fought through Proteus, like, sending fire and sending psychic problems at him, and it instantly kills Proteus, and Cyclops from the ground sees all the fireworks. He's like, I think that Colossus won, but is he alive? Is Moira alive? And Wolverine's like, I hope that Colossus is alive, but I don't know.
And Cyclops is just thinking, this is the scenario that I engineered.
So here we go. Jean flies Wolverine, Cyclops, and Havoc for some reason up the cliff face towards the castle, and
it's just
Peter and Moira. They're okay.
Here, man, do the line.
Yes. So Colossus is hugging Moira, and I love his line here. He says, don't worry, Cyclops. Proteus is no more. I know Proteus was evil, that we, all of us, did what had to be done, yet I mourn. Moira, I have no words to comfort you, only my strength. Do not hold back your tears, small one. I will not rust.
It's pretty, it is chef's kiss.
God, I love Colossus.
There is a reason that we named our Colossus episode. He was the X-Men who was too good for the X-Men.
And Moira says that she loved both Joe and her kid, and they're gone, but part of her feels comforted by that, and that's a difficult emotion, I gotta imagine. and she's hoping that she'll be forgiven, but she'll never forgive herself. And Sean comes to say, like, hey, now that your husband's dead, hey, we can get together.
Yeah, hey, you lost your kid. We can make a replacement.
So that's the end of the Proteus Saga.
The thing that does get me is I don't like everyone is just really happy. I mean, I guess they would be, but there's a lot of big smiles on that last panel.
I think it's a smile of relief.
I can see that. But yeah, that is the Proteus Saga, like Mike was saying. It is it's definitely one of the best X-Men stories. It's definitely one of the best X-Men stories ever written.
It's so good.
It might be the best.
It's my favorite.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Doing over the last 4 episodes, I think it might be mine.
I mean, Colossus's hero moment at the end is just so beautiful, and so I did want to bring up a couple of things in the.
Do we have Hostess Pyads?
So there's a Hostess Pyad. It's Spider-Man versus Junjitsu, who is a karate-themed villain that was created for this purpose and is defeated by Twinkies. But more importantly than that, even though that seems very important.
I'm thinking. You're building this up, Mike.
In Bullpen Bulletins, there are 2 things of note. Number 1 is that Micronauts is now on sale monthly. That was a toy tie-in comic by Marvel that was actually quite good.
Was where we get Psycho Man from.
And also, it states that Marvel Comics number 1 was published 40 years ago today.
Oh, wow.
Today meaning 1979.
Yeah.
So,
do you ever feel old, Mike?
I do feel old, but I mean, Marvel Comics number 1 is older than I am. So, anyway, Proteus, pretty cool. I hope you survived the experience.
I definitely did. We will be here next. We will be here next. We will be here in 2 weeks with this podcast namesake.
Oh yes, Kitty Pryde. And also
best X-Man or best X-Man.
The best X-Man at saying racial slurs.
We will address that next week.
All right. Until then, I'm Mike.
I'm Pete.
Hope you survived the experience, although Proteus did not.